hello there, and welcome to WNC Original Music. I am stalling for time while I look up what number episode this is. Episode number 110, the Olympic hurdle episode. I put 2 extra H's on the beginning of that hurdle. Okay, enough nonsense. This week is very special, a very special episode. It is the 3rd and final episode featuring Kathryn O'Shea and also some of her friends. This, as you might remember, was recorded during kind of a house party at Kathryn's brother's house, and Kathryn had a bunch of her friends and musical collaborators come by, and you'll hear a lot of those collaborations in the previous episodes and in this episode. In addition to thanking Kathryn for making all that possible and just having a really great time, I also want to thank Ben Mackle, who you might know from the Blue-Eyed Betties and his solo project Threadbare. Ben has made a lot of videos from this night using some raw footage that we took, and also want to thank Kathryn's brother Michael O'Shea for hosting and also helping out with the video content there. You can find Kathryn's music at KathrynO'SheaMusic.com. Also, of course, there will be links in the show notes to where to go and buy her music directly. Also, you can always just search Kathryn O'Shea wherever you get your music. I think she's the only one. She is to me. Here is Kathryn O'Shea.
All right, this next one's called Wind. And this next one is a song that I wrote when a tree limb came and broke into my house while I was in Atlanta. Broke into my house like it's a robber. Good Lord. Tree limb fell on my house during a hurricane and left a hole in the ceiling. And so this song has a lot of metaphors about like what was coming in through that ceiling and dealing with, you know, not only the physical impact of going through something like that, but also just the way that it sort of shifted my perspective and mortality check, all that kind of good stuff. So this one's about all that. The tree limb also took my purse. Totally took my purse. And with me is my mother, Lightingale, who, yes. She's a wonderful, beautiful singer-songwriter in her own right. She's where I learned to harmonize, so I can't help it but make her harmonize on my stuff sometimes. There's a cold, 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 cold wind blowing through my door. There's a cold, 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 cold wind blowing through my door. Wake up and pull back the curtain today. Remember, there's so much to lose. I met a man who makes me laugh with glass inside his shoes. So wake up, stand up, let your feet hit the floorboards today. There's something to be said for the way that the finch wandered in yesterday. And when it feels the cold, cold wind through the door, it wanders outside, goes up to the sky, and forgives itself for being lost before. You don't know this world like you think you do. Stories will unfurl unlike you think they're supposed to end. The edges of this web hung in far too many trees. Spiders are spinning with threads far too fine for you to see. And there are creatures living in places that you'll never be in. There are teachers reteaching the lessons you forgot to read. back the curtain today. Remember, there's so much to lose. I met a man who makes me laugh with glass inside his shoes. So wake up, stand up, let your feet hit the floorboards today. There's something to be said for the way that the finch wandered in yesterday. And when it feels the cold, cold wind through the door, it wanders outside, goes up to the sky, and forgives itself for being lost before. I've never felt a wind quite like this before. Never had a wind blowing through the ceiling and out through the door. As much as you might want to curl up and hide, limbs will still crack and come crashing inside. And the storm is just raging out there to remind you, walls that you've built can still crumble behind you. And everything looks clear when the dust has had a chance to settle down. Settle down. There's a cold, 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 cold wind blowing through my door. Thank God the cold, 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 cold wind blew in through my door. Wake up and pull back the curtain today. Remember, there's so much to lose.
Before you get started that part, the cold cold wind, can you do it just a cappella real quick?
Oh, sure. There's a cold, 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 cold wind blowing through my door. There's a cold, 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 cold wind blowing through my door. It's so fun with you. I feel like I've said that 50 times tonight.
Like they're related or something.
Exactly. No, that's what I joke about. It's like it's the kind of blend that only genetics can provide. You know, the thing that and also, I mean, like I said, my mom was a music director at the church, so I've been singing on stage in church since I was 5. Yeah. First song you ever made me sing in church, I lost both my 2 front teeth at Christmas time, so she made me sing All I Want for Christmas Is My 2 Front Teeth at church. That was the first thing I ever sung into a microphone. Yeah. But because we've been doing this for so long, what I love about it is I don't have to do it, like I don't have to work at all, and she just follows me. Like she watches my lips to see when the end of a phrase is going to come, and to like see like nothing to lose. Like she can. It's ridiculous.
The hard part was the ah-ooh part. I was going to do a simple harmony. No, you got to do it in exact thirds and follow me exactly.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you. Yeah, needed to happen. She's like, no, I'm just going to like kind of drone, step up. I'm like, no, you're not. Because I know you can. I know you can do it. I was like, we're going to learn this. Okay. Anyway, give her another round of applause. I can't. you. Thank you so much. I love singing that song with you. So I'm going to play 3 more, and they're my own, and I don't have other people on them. I will soon. Just haven't gotten there yet. But this first one's called Snow. Watching the first snowfall of the season, wondering what I had to believe in, make my way over, driving through salt mash, 25 pounds of potatoes in a pot, tell you a story that you forget, so she takes the keys and I take a breath and show you the way to places you know, cause the gods are making sure our education doesn't slow. Sitting against the wall of my bedroom, finding how hard it is to forget you, making these pages blacker than night, assigning points of value to the things that I have got, watching the snow outside on the trees, finding myself just waiting for spring, but telling the neighbors, enjoy the snow, cause none of us have got a way to get to where we need to go. Let's see, I wrote that one when it first became clear to my family that there was something wrong with my dad, that he was sick. I started writing that one on Thanksgiving, which is where the line about 25 pounds of potatoes in a pot comes from. As a minister's family, I should say, we always went to the church potluck for Thanksgiving. and we were in charge of the mashed potatoes, among other things. But one of the most distinctive memories for me as a child is mashing over 20 pounds of potatoes on Thanksgiving morning every year, just because, we're not making 1 pot, we're making 20 pounds. So, yeah, this one's all about kind of nostalgia meets where things get hard. Yeah.
And that one's on Spotify, right?
It is. Thank you. That one is one of the only tracks that I have currently released on Spotify as far as studio recordings are concerned. I have that one with Michael O'Shea, my brother, on bass, guitar, and drums on the track. He wrote parts and recorded all 3 of those instruments on the song and recorded my parts and produced the whole thing, mixed it, mastered it. He's a genius. It blows me away. But, yeah. Anyone want to know anything?
You recently won a songwriting contest with that song, right?
With that, I don't think so. Oh! No. No, for a second I was like, oh, different competition. No.
No?
But I'm about to play that one. Yeah, it's... I don't think... I'm like 99% sure I didn't play that night.
You might be right. You probably know better. Maybe
It's a 50-50 shot.
I think I played that.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good segue to the next song.
Cool. Well, I was going to play it after this one.
Oh, okay. This is a terrible segue.
Yeah, Ron.
What was I thinking?
Come on. Yeah, the next song is called Puzzle. Also about my dad. I guess I kind of threw a lot of the lighter songs into the beginning, and the truth of the matter is that a huge part of my discography is about death and dealing with the grieving process and all of that, because that's kind of how songwriting came into my life in the first place, was out of necessity more than anything else. So this one's another one that falls into that category. It's called Puzzle.
pieces, left them on the floor, lined up all the edges, then flew right out the door. Oh, how am I supposed to find the pictures in these cardboard cuts when you've taken all the guidelines in your pocket on the day you went to burn right out? You gave me puzzle, said, here, babe, try this out. Now I'm looking for the answers while spreading you out. I've been searching for existence in the sun illuminated dust. You've gone on to find forever, teaching me that water is no better than rust. Thank you. I feel like that one kind of doesn't need to be explained. A lot of that one says what it wants to say.
More from Kathryn in just a few moments. I want to remind you to check out Kathryn's music at KathrynO'SheaMusic.com. Also, you can find her online on Facebook and Instagram at Kathryn O'Shea Music on Facebook, Kathryn O'Shea on Instagram. No apostrophes. Don't forget to subscribe and listen to the podcast, WNC Original Music, wherever you get your podcast, or at www.wncoriginalmusic.com. Also, check the show notes. Again, keep looking at those show notes. You really need to study them and learn them. But check out the show notes for links to our Facebook and Instagram pages. Also, check out our group. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of stuff from the podcast, but also a lot of people from Western North Carolina that haven't been on the podcast yet that are sharing their music there. There's a link to that in the show notes.
Hi, I'm Brian Presley from The Half That Matters, and you're listening to WNC Original Music. Thanks for tuning in.
bottom of the sink. Oh, nothing but sand and a cozy place for anyone unfit to live this life to land. You told me you would like to be free, and I don't see how I can be the will that you need. And darling, I can barely take care of me. Darling, I can barely take care of me. Darling, I can barely take care of me. Oh. That was so sweet. That one is about the experience of it's about a sinkhole, don't you know? No, it's about the experience of being a really good friend's primary source of support and I'm tempted to say therapy, just in a time when that person is in a very, very dark place, specifically dealing with suicidal ideation. That's where that came from for me. I was on the road at the time with a puppet tour, not a music tour, but a puppetry tour. And I had this friend that was going through a really, really, really rough time and was calling me, like, all the time, and just the difficulty of feeling that level of responsibility mixed with moments of, like, not being able to get in touch with said person, or feeling like said person is struggling to communicate with me when they need me, or, you know, just the heightened stakes of all of that is what this song is about. And the lyrics, like, you know, I can barely take care of me, that kind of thing. You took me to a sinkhole. I held back your body, but I couldn't reach your head. It was that kind of thing. And I was in California at the time, and I went to a state park called Russian Gulch State Park, and I had this amazing big sinkhole, and I watched a friend get too close to it, and all I could think about was my other friend. And so that's where the imagery sort of tied in for me. It was like, that's a song.
Okay, one more time and one last time, I want to thank Kathryn for being on the show. Just really enjoyed it. I also want to thank everyone else who was involved. Go back and listen to the other episodes. Lots of duets in the other episodes. This week's episode featured, you heard Kathryn's mom, Lightingale. That was just a very special song, very special moment there, and a very special night. For our closing song tonight, we have the singer-songwriter LaRue June. She's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my hometown. Her album, The Sadness, just came out on January 15th. I highly recommend it. There is not a bad song on it. Here is LaRue June. Have a good week.
Nobody's asking where have you been. They know that we're not coming back again. everything.
Okay.
It looks like if drool
I saw the
were a
record.
symbol,
Yeah.
there were a symbol for drooling. That's what that looks like.